Hello guys, my name is Philip. I am a front-end developer and a guy who likes to learn apps development. Just today we talk about async storage. Async storage is a React Native API to build storage to user data in your system. Even if the user closes the apps or shuts down the system, the content persists in the storage. Please, if you enjoyed the content and find it very helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel and leave comments on how I can improve the content to help you to understand React better. That's good. The first thing we need to do is search for React Native async history in Google and refer to the first code documentation. Let's try. Now we can see the React async storage has been removed, and it is not recommended to use in this version of the library in your development. The better option now is use the React Native async storage library. I searching and find this library, and I will include the link to the documentation in the description. But for now, following let me show how to extend the code. In the documentation, the installation of this code is following this code, and now we can just search here, and we need to do two things, and which is export, create export start, and please put the name of your app here. And after this, after the creation of the app, we need to execute this command. Now that's great. I just execute the two commands, and now is the moment when you pause the video and await the results of the commands. Okay, now let's start the development. I will execute in this export start. That's great. I will open my cell phone and analyze the code to execute with you. A little moment please, and now the export is running on my cell phone, but you can see the contents of my cell phone. Called this, I need to use another library calling xaspy. I will upload the link of the library in the comments too. And now let me execute. Let me await to start. Yeah, and now you can see the contents of my cell phone. Let's stay here. That's good. Ours, the comments will execute in app, so I will hide the explorer. And let me see, another thing you need to do is put this part of the code in your test config.json, so your test code will stop to alert you to errors in your JAX content. Now you can hide, and we can start our development of our code. Let me see. The first thing we need to do to use the library is import. We need to import the contents of our library. Import async storage for React async storage. That's great. And now we need to try to play with this library, and let's see whatever we can do. We try to execute our thing. First, we need to create two user state components. const loading and setting loading. Use the state, and we start with false, and that will be a boolean. That's great. I put it here, and I will start to do this and this. Now, if the context of is loading, we need to show another component, another message to user. I will copy here and put here, and I will just write here loading. Let me see. Oh, need to start with true. Yes, of course. That's great. Now you need to, first thing you need to do is the direct async storage is async element code. Let me imagine if we have the data of a user in your code. How do I get the data of the user? First thing, we need to create a user data, user state, a variable to control and armazen the storage the data of our user data. And let me see, user state is starts with new because we don't have the data of the user now, but we need to create an interface to to explain the code how the data of the user will be. Now you create interface user data. It's a pattern to use interface. Name of variable interface starts with I, and let me try. Our user need to be a name, and that name will be a string of course. Age, not much necessary, but we'll start the age. Email, that will be necessary. Email, and password will be a string too. That's great. Now we can explain for a code that user data will be I user data or will be new. Now we need to know if the use data exists in your code. For this, you need to use another hook of React that will be called use effect. And what does use effect do? Use effect is recommended to use because use effect is the first function your components will be executed when you born, and that is necessary to control better the state of the data and to learning more about React, because use effects is very useful in React. We need to get the data for user. How you get that? We need to get the user data with async storage get item, and that's the first thing we need to know. Get item receive parameter that be a string. That's the name of the contents of our data. It's like an object. Every object need to know a name of the content, and that's be used here. But async storage is a async await function, so we don't need to pass a async function in use effects. That's be wrong. So we need to create another function here, async function get user data, and pass here. Now we need to how they get user data. That will be working now, but it's not complete. Follow the documentation of the code. I will just stop here to don't execute. Follow the documentation of the code. The API is recommended always to execute inside the try catch to better control of the API and to be prepared to have an error in your code. So you need to follow this pattern and create a try catch here. Try and will be a catch here. Catch need to know a parameter that be the error message. We need to console log error, and that's great, that work. But the code is not ready now. We need to know if the user has a code and if the pass to user data or code. That's great. First we need to if user exists, if pass another mess any content here. If don't exist, we'll pass the content no. So it's not entirely if user exists, we need to pass for const user data, no, user content. You need to pass here to a JSON convert user. That's because async storage always get item, always return a string, and we need to pass the content for the JSON because your user data is exporting user data interface, and we call it this like an object. So we need to pass here as EI user data and return the function like set user data with user content. And after this we need to finally, because finally will be execute if the code ends here or ends here. And now if you try works or you get works, we our execute the finally, and the finally is set loading to false. That's great. Now we need to do message here, yeah, but we new execute first. Get user data loading. Now loading is not more, is false, so you need to stop here. That's great. Now we need to create another message here. Let me see. We create the username, so we need to pass here user data. If exists data in user data, we need to pass content that's here, and that will be the user user data name. So if don't exist a name data, you need to pass another element, that's text, and that will be no user available. I think that's still working now. Let's try. Yeah, that's already use a user because I need to text, but just for here, we'll delete the user. Let's create a function to delete the user. I think delete user. That will be try and cat. Let's put here console.log arrow and now we can use wait to async storage from delete user storage spot. Don't delete. Let me try another thing. Or remove intent. Sorry, it's not delete, it's remove intent. Aqui I need to pass function delete user. We will execute now delete user and we'll try to execute the code again. Let me see, no user available. So that's great. This is because don't exist a user to be called here. Now we're learning another thing. We know how to remove data in async storage. Now you need to know how to create data in async storage. Async function create data. Create user, that's be more. We use try cat. Sorry for this. Try and cat. We use now here the console log. And we need to use here the await. So create let me see, set item. Sorry, set item. And the data of the item. We need to create data here. Let me see. I will just copy the interface, put here, const user. That could be that is. I just remove this and put the name. Name is the user. Age will be 20. Email will be user email. And password will be user pass. Just it anymore. And for user here, that's right. We need to use JSON for string file to pass your content like a JSON. It's not just pass objects. It's necessary to be a JSON to create an intent. That's great, but now we need to use the two functions to be create and delete user. We need to pass here. We need to create another view and put here. We need to pass another React native component that should be called button. It's not necessary. My best code don't make the abbreviation, so I need to import button. I will import button here. That's great. I will import here. I will close. Button need to be on press, that be the function when we call it on the button is pressed. I use the create user. Create user. It's not it's not work. I use the color here, that will be blue, red, green, blue, and don't pass like an object, just a string works. And the title will be just create user. I just put here and create another to delete user. Don't send the data. That should be ready, and that's maybe another function. Just delete user. That's great, but now we need to create a more style to this button. I need to style here and put styles to button content. Now I need to create a button content here, button content, and that will be display. It's just flex, will be flex direction row, and it's be necessary a gap of 12 is great, and justify contents that be center to works. Yeah, that's great. And just need just my margin top here, and that will be 12. Great. Now we need to make the function if I press create user and delete user anything F1. It's because the user will be create and delete, but we need to change here. And how we can make this? We need to execute use effect every time a button is repressed. We need to create another use effect here. I will be called the reload and set reload, and user state I will press a number just to control the numbers of the reload, and will be put 0. That's great. I will use here reload like a dependency of the use effect, and every time I create user will be called here. I use set reload like reload plus 1, and the same thing in the delete user. Now every time we create a user that's be called here, we can pass the other parameters, like you need to pass here like inside the view should be book, and put here we pass the user age, the user email, the user password. Great, that works. But every time I create a user, I don't need to create another user, so I need to pass the disable here, and disable receive a condition like true or false. So the condition will be that if exists a user, I don't need to create another user. So user data equal to null. No, is different to null. So that's it. I don't need to create another user when I use exists. So I put disable here, and you put user data equal to null. I can delete user. I think that's not work. I will just try to reload the content. Let me await the reload of your app. It is just wait, and now we can create a user and delete user. It's not work. What are things here? Delete user, so it reloads, you reload marble plus one. But delete user will be try and it's like loads. That's loading false, reloads, reloads. Here's the data. And booting content. Is the data equal to? I can press delete user, but that's not working. That's not loads like you think. Why that's not working here? Let me try again to execute the reload or app and start reloading. Reload plus one, reload plus one. It's great, but I don't know why. It's because the delete user use that equal null, and that's not possible to delete a user to ignore exists. And create user is work now, so delete user we call it. But that's not delete. Why not delete? Let's end this class here, and I will just fix the comments of this code. Thank you guys for watching here.